I manifested a Rolex, and what I got in return was a trophy of Rolexes that I couldn't even imagine getting, right? So, hey, it's Blinky. I want to go talk about how sometimes your manifestations work out even better than you imagine, right? So if people are getting worried, right? Or, thinking, oh, I don't know this, that, not sometimes, most of the time, I would argue, it's perfect. It's even better. It's even better than you can freaking imagine. Okay? So I wanted to get a Rolex, right? And I am in the jewelry business, but I don't pay retail, okay? That's not me. And I wanted to get a Rolex, and I always had a good self-concept with money, right? And I didn't really specify which Rolex I wanted. I didn't even do like a crazy imaginal act either. These people that are like touching themselves at night, doing the freaking Neville Goddard technique, imagine. No, I didn't even do that. I really didn't. I had other shit going on in my life that I was trying to really focus on and manifest. And this, I'm just trying to think. I just went back on my photos and looked at the timeline. Like, it's kind of ironic that, like, yeah, I said I wanted it in December. I chose to desire it in like December and January. And it wasn't until I stepped into a stronger self-concept overall in my life in February, March, that it just came in. It literally came in at the end of March, like the beginning of April. So like this, people don't realize, like, the stuff that you desire, it's when you finally step in. And I was detached, right? I wasn't like crying at night that I didn't have a Rolex. It was like, I just want a Rolex, right? Whatever. And now that I think about it, it came in pretty goddamn fast. It really did. And it was even better. It was even better than what I imagined. I was imagining like a Submariner or like a dress watch, nothing too crazy. So when I got the watch, I got an 18 karat gold Rolex day, all right? And that wasn't the only watch that was in the lot that I bought. It was a vintage Omega. It was 2 vintage tags before they sold the company to the Koreans. It was a 14 karat gold pocket watch, right? There was a whole bunch of these other watches in this guy's collection. And I ended up buying the whole collection I pretty much bought all the watches for what the scrap gold was, just for the Rolex, which is crazy. It was just crazy. It really was. And even when I was going through it, and I had the money, but money was a little tight at the exact time that it came in. Money was a little tight, but I did have the money to buy it. But I run businesses, so I had to have the cash flow to cover workers and this and that. And obviously that went back to, it was like a strong pull to my old identity, right, with money. But I had to be steadfast and say, I'm always supplied for. I could always get more work. I could always get more business. I could always get more money. I could buy this, and I know I'm supplied for. So I ended up buying it for like $9,000, right? And oddly enough, business came in, and I got all the money that I had for a buffer, right? It came all right. It literally just came right back within a couple weeks. Not even a couple weeks. Came back within, because I looked at the graph, came back within like a week. Like nothing to worry about. And while I was in this whole process of buying a Rolex, right, and I was getting the deal, I had my parents, I had, some other people saying, oh, you shouldn't spend that much money on it, and it's almost like that's the old 3D telling you, right? You're facing your old identity, your old reflection, your 3D saying, you should buy it. When in actuality, the universe literally served it on a platter. You can't, you can't get a better watch to manifest, right? And then 2, you couldn't get a better deal. And then 3, the way it manifested into my life, it wasn't like I went to a Rolex dealer. It wasn't like I got it off a client doing a clean out. It was off of a coworker who knew a customer it was just who knew a friend whose dad passed away and the son did not care. He had more than enough money to do that. He didn't really care about this small jewelry shit, right? That he was like, I just want to get rid of it. Here you go. Do you know anyone who could sell it? And obviously he turns to me because I mentioned, right, in the past I'm looking for a Rolex. And boom, it was like there. It was like something you couldn't even script up. You really could not script up. And it was amazing. Everything was just perfect. It was almost too perfect because, you know, if you look at it, right, you don't want to be wearing this watch every day, right? Well, I need another Rolex for a daily. I need another stainless steel, you know, Submariner or something like that for my daily. And it's almost like you're suffering from success. It's kind of funny if you really think about it in hindsight, that it's like, wow, I got so much more. I got so much more than what I asked for, that it's like, damn, now I need to manifest in a daily Rolex, you know, shit. And it just goes to remind us that, like, everything's working out perfect, everyone. For whatever manifestation you're trying to do, it's all happening perfect. And once you, like, detach, you chill, you know you're God, you don't really worry about it. You just know. You know you have it. You know it's there. I mean, the ways it comes in, you can't script, all right? The way it happens, you can't script, but it was perfect. It really was. It was perfect. And you're gonna have those times that, like, even with money, because I'm pretty strong with money, but even with money, when you have a bill, right? Or let's say this. If you constantly say you want to be rich, and then the next sentence that comes out of your mouth is that you hate the rich, you hate yourself. You know, it's never gonna work. Consequently, you know, if you say you make $2,000 a day, let's keep it round. I make $2,000 a day. You're saying the affirmations, you believe it, you feel it, you live it, you breathe it. You don't take no for an answer, right? You make $2,000 a day. You don't specify how. You can make it online. You can make it in person. You can make it local, internationally, nationally. It don't matter. Just say I make $2,000 a day. If you have a business, you already know that might be the easiest way to do it. Or you might even get a better business. Or you might get another side hustle on top of that business that makes $2,000 in your business. You know, you never know how it's gonna come. And you don't really care about that part. You just want the $2,000 a day in your account, right? You picture your bank account going up like a gas meter, right? You sit there, you see it going up in a gas, you know, rapid growth. And it's really interesting that a lot of times when it comes in, it's even better. It is even better than what we even imagine, you know? It really is. And to not get so caught up on, like, how it's coming in, because if I was really looking like crazy for a Rolex, I had a lot of stuff going on about a year ago in my life that it was a little hectic, that it's almost like I detached because I was focusing on the other shit that was going on in my life. But once I locked in, but like once I became more zen, more balanced, more non-reactive, not more just complete, it came in like it's crazy. It's crazy when you look back at your photos and you're like, holy shit, like that really came in fast. It came in like, I think, a week, 2 weeks. Not even, because I knew about it before I left. It really came in like a week. And I didn't waver because I was like, I got it. If I don't, I don't. Who cares? You know, whatever. I'd like the desire, I like to wear it. But I didn't even specify. When I did a one visualization of like me just holding it in my hand, because I know what it feels like. And I knew it was a Rolex. Like, I had it in my hand and I closed my eyes and I didn't look at it, but I knew I was holding it like this. I knew it was a Rolex. But God, I didn't know it was gonna be, you know, an 18 karat gold one. Like, goddamn. Like, come on. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. You know, I should have been holding, honestly, now that I think about it, I should be like freaking holding 2 Rolexes in that imagination. At least I'd have like a daily beater, and then I'd have the nice dress one. But whatever, it is what it is. I'm not complaining. You know, suffering from success, it's normal. And you just got to go in. Usually, with the point I was saying before about the $2,000 a day, I know I went on a little tangent right there. But what I said before, if you say you make $2,000 a day, not all the times, but sometimes the universe will check you and put thoughts, emotions, or even circumstances, people, places, things, whatever, right, in your life to make you really question, like, all right, you said you have this, you said you are this, you said you're this, right? Are you actually? You know? Because that's how I figured, you know, it went back to my money concept, that like I had people telling me, oh, you don't spend so much money, don't spend so much money on that. Why would you spend money on that when, you know, you don't have $500,000 invested, you didn't buy a home yet? You know, that bullshit. Like, what does that even mean? Oh, you don't own a home yet, why would you buy a Rolex? It's like, what does that even mean? Who made that? Why can't I have both? And it wasn't to the point that I was like, you know what, fuck that. Like, no, I want this. I said I wanted it. It's an insane deal. I'm not letting this slip in between my hands. I'm doing it. You deny the freaking 3D. You deny the bullshit. You deny the whatever, the old identity that's reflecting back to you, the thoughts or whatever. I'm always supplied for, right? I reminded myself, I'm like, I'm always supplied for. I'm in my busy season in my business. It's literally coming up in April. Like, I'm going to be busy. Talk about a time that I never have to worry about money. I said, fuck yeah, I'm buying this. Like, this is mine. And like, you do it and boom, it was there, done. Boom, done, it was there. So I don't know, that's just my little story about having my Rolex. Is that, people, you got to realize that sometimes it works out even better than you imagine. And you just got to stay true to what you say you are, what you say you have, right? No matter what anyone's saying, whether it's your family, whether it's your parents, your sisters, your brothers, whether it's a fucking boss, whether it's, I mean, you believe whatever fucking some asshole says on Instagram. Fuck is that? You gotta believe yourself first. And just go with your, you know, you go and stick with the identity that you said you were from the beginning. And then it's like, boom, it was there. You know, I've been manifesting, we've all been manifesting our whole lives. I've been conscious manifesting we're going on like 2 years, and I'm sharpening the knife and the sword every time, getting better and better at it. But even looking back at, you know, other manifestations, it always works out perfect. Really. It really always works out perfect, and a lot of the time, it works out better than you even imagine. Really. So that's all I gotta say. Just know you are God, you are goddess, right? And detach, relax. I mean, that's one way to detach, just there alone. It's perfect. It's working out even better than I imagined. Done. Why would you care so much? You already know it's gonna work out better than you imagine. You already know it's gonna work out better than you imagine, so why would you even worry about it? That's like a cheat code in detaching right there. Really. I already know it's gonna work out even better than I imagine. I have it. It's like having a fucking present wrapped up. Yeah, you don't have it open. You don't have the gift open, but you have the present. It's yours. You have it. It's in your lap. You have the present. Yeah, you didn't open it up and play with it, but you have it. It's yours. And it's even better than you imagine. Really. And this watch, I have another story about this watch. It belonged to actually a very famous person, so it's a lot more valuable than even just a watch in the gold value alone. But I'll save that for another video. It came actually from a famous guy, because the guy that I got it from was the guy's accountant. So that's another, it just adds to the craziness of the whole story, of just it being perfect. It really is. Our manifestations always turn out perfect. You know, don't waver. Once you finally become and you decide that's who you are, shit flies in. People talking about days. I mean, I know everyone's like, oh, instant manifest. You can manifest overnight. You can. You can. It is possible. Now, you shouldn't focus on it, right? Oh, I need to. No, you should do it because that's who you are, regardless of whatever it is. Person, place, thing, feeling, sense of accomplishment. It doesn't matter. You are. It doesn't matter if it comes in tomorrow, because you already are it. You're doing it for yourself. You're building yourself up. You're being unapologetically yourself. Just like how I was with the Rolex. I had 3-4 people saying, you know, you don't have a home yet. You don't have a place to live yet. Why are you buying a Rolex? You know what's crazy about all that? You know what's crazy all about that? And this is another video. My home came in 2 weeks later. The house I bought. Not even 2 weeks. I looked at the photos. I think it was like 8 days later after I bought this. 8 days. Don't buy into the bullshit. Don't buy into the old identity. Don't buy into the freaking past you that's reflecting out of other people. Buy into the real you and stick to it. It's way better than you imagine. It's one way to detach right there. It's way better than you imagine. Stick to it. Stick to yourself. Stick to your belief. Stick to your knowing, your confidence, your conviction. And it always turns out even better than you imagine. Everything, dude, everything. Everything always turns out even better than you imagine. It's either the same or even better. You know? I wanted a Rolex to get a whole watch collection. It really is crazy. A beautiful mid-century Omega. I'll show you guys in another video. A beautiful pocket watch. Wait, I think I have the pocket watch with me right now. You know, I'm over here just flexing on everyone right now, right? The 2 tags. See, I got the pocket watch right here. Antique. It was all in the package. Really. I mean, it's almost impossible to buy Rolexes, especially this nice, at the freaking dollar store, but I found a way to do it. And just the way that it came in was so fucking random. I couldn't have scripted that in my life. I couldn't even have thought of that in my life. But I didn't care. And I didn't even specify what Rolex I wanted too. It's crazy. And it just came in and it was like, wow. Even to a point that, like, I got other people jealous, as they should. But it's always better. I mean, really. That's just an affirmation people should be saying more on YouTube. It's better than I imagine. Everything is better than I imagine. Everything's perfect. It's perfect, and it's even better than I imagine. Everything. My life's perfect. Really. So that's all I have to say. Hope you liked the video. Everyone knows the deal. Like, subscribe, unsubscribe, dislike. Leave all the comments you want. You know, I'm ready to check anyone saying it's fake, please. That's another thing too. I have a friend that works at London Jewelers, and they got it checked. I took the watch before I bought it because my friend trusted me with it, right? And because he was selling it for the other guy, and they took it to London Jewelers, and I got it checked, and I knew it was real. I could tell. I looked at it. I knew it was real. But even the confirmation, like, yeah, it's real. And they actually gave me an estimate. The guy gave me an estimate on the watch before I bought it. And I was going to buy it at that point, so I didn't really care. But he estimated it back then. This was like, what, last year? Last February? No, last April? At like $18,000. So I got this for more than half off because I got the whole collection. It really is. It's crazy. It's crazy. The money came back too. Right when I bought it, the money came right back. The next week, it came back. So it always turns out better than you imagine. Once you finally believe that with conviction, it's always better than I imagine. Really. It's always better than I imagine. That it really does turn out like that. And once you finally step into the person with your self-concept and everything of being the fucking god or goddess, and just knowing you haven't detached from it, it is better than you even imagine. It comes in insanely fast. It's instant, people. Manifestation is instant. As soon as you say it, as soon as you imagine it, as soon as you be it, it's instant. Okay? That's all I have to say. Peace out. You know what to do.